Boom, peace intro. What's up, guys? Well, it's Sunday morning. I had a lot of things to do this morning. I made the video on the Pagani on my phone, but I haven't loaded it yet. I'll load it later on. And it turned into a long one. Fudge. But, and like I said, I don't do that great of videos on it, but I tried to cover a lot of it. But man, she's a beauty. But you'll notice, I'm gonna tell you now, you'll notice in the video, because I fixed it afterwards, I discovered some things on it. 2 screws were loose. I had to tighten it. Comes with an awesome screwdriver. And then my wing was off. My rear Pagani wing was off. And I kept trying to pop it back into these little slots. And it wasn't staying. And I didn't want to glue it, because I shouldn't have to glue anything on there. And nothing looked broken, so I just went on with it. And but while I was rewatching the video to make sure everything was okay, I mean, well, whether it was or not, I don't change it. But I noticed that one of the pins wasn't popped in, so I came down here and I took it all apart. And there's little metal pins you got to pull out of the little wings and put them back, pop them back on the big wing, and then put it back in with the strut bar that holds the little wings, get them all lined up and push the pins back in. So I had to literally take all that apart to put it back together. But it went back in, and it's in the right way now. And it's a lot stronger, because it was just falling out. I was like, what's wrong with this thing? I thought it was broke. And but yeah, it's back together the correct way now. And unfortunately, the other thing I found was I'm missing an axle, a rear axle. Most people probably wouldn't even know. You wouldn't notice it, but I noticed it. And it's missing the driver's side rear axle. And the things are super fragile. So I figured it came off and landed in the box, or was either wedged in the model somewhere, because it's only a short little axle. And but it's not in there. So that means it was never in there. It was missed on quality control. But again, most people are not even going to notice it probably, because there is so much going on back there. I mean, wait till you see all of it. The details are off, out of this world. But so most people probably won't even notice it. And if I want, I can make an axle and stick in there, because it's just a small little, I believe it's die-cast on this one, but I could use something else. But honestly, I don't, most people probably won't even notice it. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know I did fix that wing, because I was kind of bummed, you know, that expensive of a model, and it comes in broke. And it wasn't nothing that shipping could have done or anything. It had to be when they packed it inside the styrofoam. They had to have hit the one end, or maybe one of the pins vibrated out and let it pop out, because they're metal pins that slide in from the side to lock it all together. One of those could have came out and let it pop loose, I guess. Vibration in the traveling. But the other screws in the front, they were never screwed in. You could see that. Loctite was still fresh on them, so they missed that in assembly. But they give you this awesome little screwdriver. You'll see in the video, it's a Pagani shift knob screwdriver. And I love it. I love that thing, man. I got it set up over there. You probably can't see it. I'd shine it over there, but you probably can't see it. But anyway, here's everybody's numbers and your names. It's for the Edelbrock set. I'm sure everybody wants that Edelbrock set. I know Mini Stank does. He wants that Mustang bad, but it's the Edelbrock set that come with the chase. And the other one is the Pez set. There's no chase, but it's a pretty cool little set. And then the Chase Barracuda. It's not the Raw, it's just the regular Chase. And so, let me get the number wheel up here. And of course ads are going to pop up everywhere, but that's just how it goes. Oh, look what popped up there. Found another one of those. I just didn't decide if I should get it for the sticker drawing or not. 140 bucks. It doesn't leave room to put anything else in there. But they're going quick. They're I don't know how long they'll last, but anyway, let's shuffle this. 1, 2, 3 shuffles. Maybe after the drawing we'll do the Chew It with Hewitt, since this is kind of a short video. A lot of you said you wanted to hear it. Yeah, well, I'll go into that later if we decide to do it. Anyway, let's go ahead and see who's going to get first pick. Good luck to everybody. $16, Mr. Kennedy. Would you look at that? Number 16, first pick. I wonder, I think that was the when he came back and bought 2 more. I don't remember which one he bought first, but it's out of the one, he bought 2 numbers on. Number 16, because he came back and bought more. First pick. Who's gonna get second pick? $7 mini stings. Oh, bummer. And who's gonna get what's left? $43 is mini stings again. Wow, that's 3 drawings in a row. We had a double winner. Number 43. Third pick. Wow, that's crazy. The last 3 drawings. 43. 43. I know he wanted that Edelbrock set, but I'm almost positive Kennedy gonna pick that. That baby's sweet, man. Sorry, buddy, but yeah, look at that. You scored 2 of them. That is so weird, ain't it, guys? I mean, it hasn't happened in a long time, and I mean, for a long time hasn't happened. And then now we've had the past 3 drawings happen like that. So first pick is Kennedy, number 16. Yep. And like I said, see, there's 2 marks. Kennedy, 16 and 37. Now I believe, because I put those second, so that must have been when he came back and bought 2 more, because I usually put them down in order. So that means I already would have stuck his first 5 number, because he bought 5 and then 2 more, so that's 7 times he's on here. So it's the second 2 that he bought that scored for him. And I'm sorry, Mr. Mark Ryan got 10 and he missed it, period. Sorry, buddy. But I found some M2s, because you don't get them. You still got the turtle wax set over there, but I found some other M2s that I'm adding to your box anyway, especially since you don't get them there, that I think you're gonna like, so don't sweat it, buddy. I'm sure you probably wanted to win one of those, but I got a surprise for you. But anyway, so yeah, Mr. Kennedy was first pick, number 16, and then second was number 7, that's Mini Stings, which, like I said, I know he wishes he would have came up first. And then third pick was number 43, that's Mini Stings. So, wow. So sorry, Steve, you missed what you were going for, but you did score the Pez set and this sweet little chase, which, you see this little wrinkle here, and this, it was like that. It's always been like that. It bummed me out ever since I got it, but I mean, I never really did worry too much about it. But yeah, it's almost like it was folded or something, but I try not to push on it anymore. Matter of fact, I kind of went the other way with it a little bit to try to straighten it up. But yeah, you got that chase and that turtle not turtle, Pez set, which that Pez set's pretty sweet. I don't know if you already have it. You probably do, as much stuff as you have, but that's Bug. That chick on that Bug looks cool. But it's a pretty sweet set, Steve. So there you go, guys. Congratulations. And like I said, I'll get some more cars in here pretty soon. They should be coming, and I'll get some nice ones on the sticker drawing coming up. And I'm thinking about some bigger cars, guys. I'm seeing some 1/18 scale. And Solido, I don't know if you're online. They make some pretty decent cars, guys, for 50, 60 bucks. They're 1/18 scale. Well, they're 60 bucks, $55, $60 up to around them range. But I'm thinking about grabbing a couple of some cool looking ones to put in a sticker drawing and give away. But I'm not sure yet. Only reason I thought about it was they got. Let me see if I can find it for you. Fairfield Collectibles sent me a picture of a Challenger that's like the General Lee, except of course it don't have the flag on top of it, because you know we can't do that. Don't want to do that. And but I seen it and was like, man, I ought to get that. Let's see if I can get it to come up here. Yeah, there they are. Check it out. They got that truck. It's 140 bucks. That truck is sweet. There's the Gasser, 140 bucks. But there's the Challenger, Solido, $55. And it's pretty cool. I was like, man, that would be pretty cool to put in a sticker drawing. And at that price, you can get like two, you know, and by the time I ship them and pay for the stickers and all, pretty much breaks even, might leave a little bit. But that truck, I'd only be able to get one of those trucks. I might be able to throw in a little oddball something I had, but other than that, it'd just be that truck. But look at that sweet truck. And then of course there's another Gasser, which those are cool to win. I mean, when you got, you know, you spend 20, some of you spend 40 bucks. But a lot, any of you, you know, from $4 to 40 bucks, and you win one of those, oh my God. Of course it sucks if you don't, man. But a heck of a deal, man, on those. But I just, like I said, it sucks because you can only get one in there. But if y'all want to, let me know. I'll grab one of those trucks. Matter of fact, he only had 2 of those trucks left when I looked last. So I'd have to be quick about it, because those trucks right there, they're gone everywhere. Everywhere I've looked, they've been gone. But the Gasser, I'm not sure how many Gassers he has. He might still have some more of those Gassers, but I didn't know if y'all want one. But if you do, let me know in the video or in the comments pretty quick, because I'll try to get it before it's gone. And but yeah, that little Challenger with the General Lee on the side, I thought it was pretty cool, but I'd like it better if it had the flag on top, but it's got a T-top or a sunroof on top. But like I said, it's a pretty cool little car for Solido. I mean, the doors open, pretty good detail, pretty nice. It says Daisy on the license plate though. Look at that front. Wow. Rear says Daisy for some reason. But good looking car, ain't it? Pretty sweet. It's 118. Now I actually have it in Auto World, but it doesn't say 01, it says 10. I got these a year or so ago. I got one for me and one for Diecast Clown. And I'm sure he still has it. But and it's got a cool flag, American flag. It doesn't have the Rebel flag. But see how it says 10 instead of 1? And I'm not sure what the license plate says. I can't read it. But yeah, I thought that 1/18 scale looked pretty cool. But But yeah, I didn't order any. I mean, I don't know. But y'all just let me know if you're interested, and I'll see what I can do. But congratulations on the wins there, guys. And I'll try to load that Pagani review up later on. Like I said, there's guys on there done a lot better job than what I do. But I tried to show it pretty well, and I like it for what it is. And like I mentioned in my video, there's some out there made by Auto Art. They're like $1,800. I mean, I'd like to have this sucker, but I can't pay that. Look at that baby. That's the Zonda. Man, it is so, yeah, it is so nice. Look at that thing. Oh my God. Just amazing. But, yeah. What is shipping? Free shipping. So yeah, $1,800 for that thing. Wow. I don't believe I'm gonna be able to make myself do that. It's kind of pushing it right there. I mean, I've spent that much on pistols and rifles easily, but I can't say I wouldn't do it on that car. I know people say, you're crazy, man. Wait. Hey, look, man, you do what you want to do, okay? People have things they like, and that's what matters. That's it. People do what people want to do. I mean, I have some firearms I've spent $2,000 on. I ain't even fired yet. Just wanted it. And the day I do take them and fire them, shoot them, take them to range, take them wherever, it's just a blast. And it really sucks for me because I used to live I could just walk out my back door and shoot. So now I'm in the city. I've been in the city for 15 years now, and I got to go to shooting ranges, and I hate shooting ranges. Hell, my daughter was shot in the leg at one. People are dangerous there, and if you go to one that's real strict so that people are safer, well, it's real strict. It's they're on your ass about everything. I mean, I got some here, they'll kick your ass out for one little mistake, and all the mistake could be is they called a ceasefire, and you got to unload your gun completely, every bit of it, take all the shells out, breach it, lay it on the table, step out of the fucking booth. And if you messed up on any of those steps, you're out of here. I mean, it's just like, I just soon not be around the dumb shits. Go somewhere and shoot by myself. But anyway, so that's a lot to do with why I haven't shot as many of my rifles. I've got some I built, haven't even fired. I'm sure they're going to work. But, I mean, I'm real anal about all my parts and shit, so I drive function everything, and but of course, until you take them out and pound them, you don't know for sure. But I have some I built that I obviously have already checked and made sure they work. I have a badass automatic shotgun I bought, damn, I'm gonna say 7 years ago. I ain't even fired it once. I just haven't had a chance to. I mean, when I go to the range, I only take so many firearms with me, It's just, I don't know. But anyway, it's up to you what you want to do, and a lot of those things you can resell. Now, I will say this. A lot of these kind of models like I got, they're more like investments. Now, the thing with that Zonda I just showed you, see, he'll probably get that for that. Then there's more of them for $2,000. It's Auto Art, it's super, but when it came out, I think that one came out like 5 years ago, maybe a little longer. It wasn't that much. I believe that was 900. It might have been 1,000, but that's how much they go up. So a lot of people actually invest in those type of cars and keep them safe, and they go up even though you took them out. I mean, you could buy them used at those prices. So it's just hard to, I don't consider them investments necessarily. Most of my firearms, I usually can get the money back on, but it just depends sometimes. But I put a lot of stuff into them. I buy expensive attachments. I don't like cheap shit. I don't mind it being cheap. I just don't want it to fail. So I try to make sure that don't happen. But anyway, just buy, so I know it sounds crazy that somebody would even consider buying that, and probably stupid, but I mean, we do what we do. And I don't blow money on other shit. So I'm not, it's, if you're doing that kind of stuff and remaining broke or something, or well, then you're probably making a mistake. But honestly, even when I do, I still feel bad about it. Like, why did I do that? And like this car. But you'll see the review on it. But anyway, I guess I'll go ahead and do the Chew It with Hewitt thing, since a lot of you said you wanted to hear it. So real quick, congrats to the winners. Oh, and check this out. My daughter's at the store yesterday, still looking for the new Boulevard set for me. I want that TA. I want several of those TAs. But anyway, she found this little rat pink army truck and brung it to me. She knows I like rat pink. Now, it's a goofy little thing, but I think it looks pretty cool. It looks really cool, just like it is. It's got the spare stuck in the side. And pretty cool little Johnny Lightning rat pink. I was like, that's cool. It's actually the ambulance, but I don't see the cross on it, but it's the Rat Patrol ambulance is what it says on the side. But pretty cool, huh? All right, well, let's get into the story, guys. Sorry, this is a true story. It's all legit. It is what it is. I know some people say, why do you tell people stuff like that? Those are private affairs. Hey, man, you keep your shit private. You want to be I'm the greatest guy in the world, and nobody in my family makes mistakes. Nobody, well, then you just go ahead and pretend all you want. But you guys already know I'm me, man. I don't give a shit about any of that other stuff. I don't say things on here so I can pretend and get all you guys to like me, when behind the scenes I'm really not like that at all. What you see is what you fucking get, basically. So I don't care about that kind of shit. It ain't like I just go around and offer the information about a lot of things sometimes, but I mean, I don't know, little things. You guys already know I do. Like I told you guys how much I make an hour. A lot of people are like, don't tell people what you make. Hey, kiss my ass. I told you how, it's not bragging. I told you how when I left Arizona making $1,000 a week in '97. I know it's not a lot of money to a lot of people. That was a lot of damn money to me in the early '90s, all the way through the '90s. $1,000 a week bring home is a damn good paycheck. Then I come to Missouri and I'm down to $6.25 an hour. Yeah, that's what happened when I came here. I told everybody about that. So it ain't about trying to boast. It's about telling you what goes on. I mean, I'm a normal person that lives a life just like you guys. Yeah, but I came out here. I can't regret it now. I've got all these grandchildren that I wouldn't have had if I didn't come out here. I came out here because my dad was, supposedly in the last days of his life, and I never really knew him, so I was going to get to know him, and we just moved out here. And it was easy to do because my boss in Arizona, where I was working, every year kept cutting our pay. And I was paid commission, so I'd have to make it up by working harder, and then I'd make a lot of money again the next year, and he'd cut it again. And then I knew then he was never going to stop. And one time I asked him why he keeps doing it, and he told me and the other guys that we didn't have a college education and didn't deserve to make that kind of money. And we were pumping shit, guys. I was driving a tractor trailer, 18-wheeler, going around pumping septic tanks, doing repair work on septic tanks, shit like that. Who the hell gets a college degree to do that? Huh? The guy was just an asshole. So it didn't. I knew he was going to continue to cut our pay to where eventually I was just going to get some bullshit hourly pay that wasn't going to work for me. And so I was already going to have to move from Scottsdale, which was super nice back then. This place was paradise, guys. At that time, it was voted most livable city in the U.S. when I was living there. And then I was already happened to move out of there and go to Tempe. Tempe wasn't so bad, but if he kept doing this, I was going to end up in Mesa or Phoenix, and those places suck. I don't care what people say, they suck compared to these other places. So it was a downhill deal. I knew it was going to be. So anyway, when this came up, it was easy to make the decision, you know what, piss on this. And I've never been afraid to go to a different state. Hell, I built houses all across this place. I traveled all over the place. But anyway. So we came out here because there's 10 siblings I have, okay? Basically, my mom and my dad, there's me from the same ones. There's me, my older sister, and two older brothers. Okay, we're all related. We're all same mom and dad. The oldest brother is one is killed in a tornado, 2003, 2004. All right, then my mom had, with another guy, 2 girls. So that's 2 more sisters I have. There's 10 of us all together. And then my dad, with another lady, had another girl and 3 more boys. So those are my half sisters and half brothers. Okay. So I never really knew them. I grew up with my mom and my other sister, one sister at the time, and half sister. And then I left California. I got with my wife when I was 15. I married her at 16. And then in Arizona, in my 20s, she finds my wife, I guess my wife finds my dad for my birthday, just out of the blue, and tracks him down through the Social Security office. And then he's like, yeah, come on out, let's meet. So I come up here to Missouri and I meet the family. I meet everybody. And he's like, yeah, you ever want to come out here? Come out. So he was like, yeah, I got to go back to Arizona, man. That's where I make it. So we did. We came out here. And then one of my older brothers, real brother, came out and visited me in Arizona. Went back. And then my dad saw, stories are he's dying and all this shit. And so I was like, well, I'll come up here in 97 and get to know him better. Plus, that guy's cutting my pay. What the hell? Why not? So we came up here. So I really didn't know these people, all right? And they're out in the country. I mean, they live in the country, down in Humansville, Stockton area, just country, and never been nowhere else really. So anyway, to me, it's kind of funny because they kind of acted like I was the crazy one. Everybody needed to keep an eye on me. I'm the one that's got issues or something. But whatever. So we're down here for a while, and I hang out with my 2 younger brothers, or one of my youngest brother, Matt. I'd hang out with him when he moved up here to Missouri. I stayed down there for a while. I couldn't get no money, so I moved to Kansas City. Got a welding job. Shortly afterwards, he had moved up here as well with his girlfriend, his fiance, and they were working around the same area, and I didn't even know it. And so we started hanging out again. He found me one day, saw me driving, and so I'd swing by his house after work. We'd drink beer, whatever. Back then, I still smoked pot. Would smoke pot and, hang out, shit. Go down to the farm, visit the family every now and then. Well, anyway, that's about how it all summed up. That's where we are. Well, it goes on from there. Well, just a week ago or so, somebody sent me a picture of my brother Mike. They found it in a report in Cedar County. Arrested, sentenced to prison for concurrent charges of 18 years, but 5 years for tampering, more for kidnapping, a gun, just tons of shit. And I said, do you know this guy? And so, like I said, it made me think that maybe some of you other guys have seen it and wondered. And yeah, it's my Matt is the youngest brother. These are half brothers. Mike is older than him. So, yeah, that's him. But anyway, this happened in 2018, okay? I didn't even hear about it till my son told me about it last year sometime, I think, 2024. He found out about it on Facebook and told me about it, and I was like, wow, did not know that, because I don't really talk to him anymore down there too much or anything. I'll tell you why about all that too. Kind of strange. Has something to do with this same little story here. And so but it happened in 2018. Well, I got this union job 2003. So we're all the way back to 2003. They're in their 19, 20, 21 mark range, 21 and up, yeah. And so I'm hanging out with my younger, yeah, so Mike was older than 21. So we're hanging out, and we drank, and we'd go down to the farm, we'd chill out. It's a big 40-acre farm, several different houses. The mom, their mom's house, my older brother's house, another brother's house. And we'd hang out on weekends, drink, shoot guns, barbecue, whatever, have a good old time. We can come back home, not all the time, but a lot. And so one time I go by, well, before this time, they come by and say, Mike has bought some land over in Osceola, around Bolivar area, not Bolivar, Osceola is more towards Clinton. And but I don't know where. And they were like, and it's really weird because there's nothing there, but he says he's going to live on it. But he was out there building putting in his own septic tank, had dug a hole, and he's building block walls. And I used to do septic work. And so he's building block walls like with, haydock blocks, like you'd build a block wall in your yard. And I was like, well, that's crazy. And he ain't really wanting no help. He's doing it by himself. And I was like, septic tank? Are you sure it's a septic tank? He ain't building some kind of bunker? And, because that would be cool. He's making him some kind of survival bunker. I don't know. I don't know, man. He said he's making a septic tank, but it's weird. And I was just like, well, who fucking knows, man? So, we go on drinking, end of story. No more thinking about it, no more talking about it, because this is years ago. And then, and I don't even know this has anything to do with the story, but we'll get to that. But, so, let's see, we get around 2007, more years go by, and we're still going down there every now and then and shit. They're about to get married, 2007, and matter of fact, right after that's when I pretty much didn't go around them anymore. But right before that, it was 2006 or 2007, they had went down without me because I wasn't going to go this weekend. And when they came back, they said, hey, man, I'm hanging out with them again. I said, so y'all went to the farm? Yeah, just chilling out. And my brother Matt's like, man, this is weird, man. We got down there about midnight or so, and we went to Mom's, and we went in, and Mike was up. And Ted and Tina's two girls were down there, young girls, 12, 13. And they were up with him and all. And one of them was on his lap and stuff. It was real weird. And when I went in there, he acted real strange, like, what are y'all doing here? And we were like, well, we're just coming up for the weekend, no big deal. And Matt a lot of times would hang out outside, drink some more beer, smoke some more pot or whatever, but he ran inside to go piss. And so anyway, he didn't think nothing about it, went on in and he was telling me about it. I was like, wow, why were they up there? I guess spending the night. He takes them camping and stuff all the time. I was like, really? And he said, yeah. I said, well, I don't know, man. In your mom's house? Your mom was there? Yeah. I was like, shit, I don't know. That's weird, man. That's really weird. And so anyway, I didn't think about it. We finished, we keep drinking, partying, whatever, watching TV. And we go down there again a week or so later, we go back down there to hang out again, barbecue, chill out, and like always. And when we go down there, I usually will stay at my brother's house. Stay at my brother's house, and they'll stay up at his mom's house. And so we hang out and all. And well, while they were gone one time, I was sitting at the picnic table with my brother Ted, drinking, chilling out, Well, nobody gets shit-faced drunk, really. You just have some beers and chill out. And, I still smoke weed then. My brother Ted don't. And, but anyway, we're chilling, and I said, hey, I was going to tell you something. Matt told me that he came down here last weekend or the weekend before, and there was some weird shit with the girls up there. They stay the night up there, and him and his wife were like, yeah, they stay the night up there sometimes with him. He takes them camping and stuff. And I said, well, I'm just telling you. That's what he said. They said it thought it was kind of weird, And I'm just letting you know because I got two girls around the same age, and that's something I'd be wanting to know about that shit. And then his wife Tina says, well, you know, that's weird because he takes them camping, and they came back one time and said that they woke up in the middle of the night and he was just standing outside their tent, just staring in there. I got freaked out, and I was like, well, yeah, I'd be getting freaked out too. You didn't think nothing about that, you know? Well, they said nothing. They said he didn't do anything with, but just look at him, and you know, he takes them camping all the time. And I was just like, well, I don't know, guys. I didn't come down with him, so I don't know. That's just what Matt said. I don't know. So we hang out the rest of the weekend, you know, and I just like, well, I'd keep an eye on him, guy. You know, I'd keep an eye on him. And just went on, you know, and the rest of the week, well, Sunday we usually leave. So we get up Sunday, we're in there, he's at the table drinking his coffee. I go in there and sit at the table. She sits at the table, and we're sitting there, and Matt and them should be down anytime. We'll leave probably around lunch. And he goes, hey, we asked Matt about that. And I said, about what? And they said, about the girls, what you said up there. I said, oh, no shit. What? And he said, yeah. He said, you don't know what you're talking about. And I said, what? You asked him about what he said about Mike up there? And he said, yeah, we asked him. And he said he don't know what you're talking about, that he never said that. And I said, so I'm just making up some shit? I just come down here and made up some shit is what he's saying? I guess. And I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck? So I said, well, here's the deal, man. This is what he told me. Now, either he's lying to you or he was lying to me. I don't know. I didn't come down. I didn't see it happening. So I don't know. I just know that's what he told me. But hey, you know, leave it at that. You know, that's all I can say. And so we chilled out, and he's like, all right, man. And so we just let it go and left it alone. Went on. And then we leave. Well, we're cruising back. You know, I rode with them, so I'm in the back seat of their car. And we're halfway back to Kansas City, and it's just bugging me. So I said, hey, man. He's like, yeah, what's up? I said, hey, man, Ted and Tina asked me about that Mike shit. They said that they asked you about it, and you said you didn't have any idea what I was talking about. And he said, yeah, man. Yeah, we don't want to get Mike in trouble. And I said, what the fuck you mean get Mike in trouble? If Mike's doing some stupid shit, he's getting himself in trouble. You know? And then, this is what he said. Well, man, it's just Tina's kids. Because it's not my brother's real kids, it's his wife's kids. And I was like, just Tina's kids? And he's like, yeah, man, they're just Tina's kids. And man, I was sitting in the back seat like, just an epiphany. Like, whoa. And his wife, Brooke, didn't say anything. She didn't say anything at all. But I was thinking to myself, so what? If it's my kids, it's just James's kids? What the fuck kind of answer is that? And so I was like, it just kept bugging me. So I didn't really go around. I still kind of went around, but it would bug me the whole time. Well, then they wanted me to go to their wedding, be best man. So I went, and after that, I pretty much faded away. I didn't go around there anymore. And I just stayed away from them. Because that just told me a lot. It's like, first off, I can't believe that it would matter. My brother's fucking around, so I don't give a fuck whose kids it is. Fucking doing some stupid shit like that. You fucking, you know what I mean? And so it told me a lot, so I just didn't go around no more. Okay, well, years later, all right, we're to this point where you're asking me about that. Yeah, so my brother, Mike, in 2018, picks up some girl from Springfield wanting a ride. She needs a ride. Hitchhiker or something. Takes her, goes down to Fairplay. Takes her to a campground with a pistol. According to her, he's charged. He confessed. He pled guilty. Smacked her around and beat her with it. And then, you know what's next. Took her and, raped her. Then he takes her to his I'm thinking his place. I can't believe he went to his mom's and ties her up in a barn. Yeah, does it again. And then according to the report, comes out the next day, I guess, does it again. And Then it comes out the next day and she done escaped. Done made it to a neighbor's house. And they called the cops and got him, arrested him, and so on. So I couldn't find out the actual address. So I don't know if it's his property and it was in his barn, or if he was back at his mom's again and it was her barn. Which the significance to that to me would be, because it doesn't say where she went, would be that if she ran to a neighbor, it probably was one of my brothers. And but I don't know. I don't know if it was or not. But anyway, yes, that's him. And here's what gets me about the whole thing is, I say to myself, how did he see this playing out? I mean, think this through, guys. How did he see this playing out? He couldn't just let her fucking go. He couldn't go and do all that shit to this girl and then just come in one day and say, all right, I'm gonna cut you loose. You can go ahead and take off. I mean, right? Am I fucking crazy here? What was his end game here? What was the final result gonna be? I think we all can kind of figure that out, right? Yeah, that's what I think. He's gonna offer, right? Okay, now, that only leads to the next question, doesn't it? This has been bugging me for a couple years now. I'm sure the investigators have done their due diligence, I would hope. But I mean, the next question would be, because this has been 15 years now, is this the first one? Or is this just the first one that got away? Seriously. No shit. Think about it. I mean, and so to me, I'm like, this is just nuts. And, but I'm sure they would investigate deeper, you know, and he pled guilty. Yeah, he accepts that agreement and does 18 years. Why? So they don't go digging around your farm or something? Because it brought me back to that bunker or that block. What was that damn thing really for? Is there people in the damn thing? Is there, you see what I mean? Now, is that some crazy shit? That's all true, too. Every fucking bit of it. Yeah, and see, I'm not down around there. But if I was, you could bet I'd be all in it. They don't want me around that shit. I don't leave things alone. And I don't know where he's... I'm not going to go start digging into all this shit. I ain't been around them for years. I don't care what they're fucking doing. But if I was, I'd be getting to the bottom of that. And honestly, if I knew where that property was, I probably would be out there looking myself. But to me, I watch a lot of these crime shows, so I know, I'm pretty sure investigators would already have put this together. They would have pulled up property records of anything he's had, and they would have went out there and covered them grounds and made sure, because they would be thinking the same thing. I mean, logically, when somebody takes you like that, they don't intend to let you go. I mean, how could they? Possibly, especially after doing what he's doing. And then let you go? I don't think so. I mean, it's crazy. And then, and like I said, it leads me to the next question of, is this the first one, or is this just the first one that got away? That's some shit. Yeah. So yeah, there's a Chew It with Hewitt for you. All true. Look it up. His name's Michael Hewitt, out of Cedar County. Got 18 years. And the details don't go really deep unless you can get into the case files, but it tells you pretty much what happened. And the girl admits that she uses methamphetamines. As far as I know, my brother don't. I mean, he didn't smoke cigarettes or anything, but who knows? Maybe by then he did. I don't know. But I don't know why she's admitting that she used methamphetamines. I guess because they were trying to discredit her or something. Like her story wasn't true or something. But he pled guilty to it, accepted a plea bargain. So, I mean, I don't do that shit if I didn't do nothing. I'd be saying, hell no, I ain't accepting that. I didn't do shit. That crackhead's crazy. No, I'd do that if I did something. And so it's really crazy. And I don't care. They may say this video. I don't give a shit. I'm who I am, always have been. They didn't tell me shit. Didn't even give me a heads up when my dad died. Yeah, my dad died years ago, and I had to find that out from my daughter, who bumped into my youngest brother at the 54th Street restaurant one time eating. Asked about her grandpa. Oh, he died a few years ago. Does anybody fucking call me? No, nobody tells me shit. But Who knows? Whatever. So, so I looked it up. I tracked him down, tracked down all that information, and it turns. I guess he was in a home. He became violent. He always kind of was violent. I guess you could probably see where I would get that from. But he got in enough trouble. They put him somewhere at an older age, and he was violent there. And story goes, he choked on some food and died while he was in that home. Yeah, somebody probably helped him choke on that food, But anyway, I didn't find out till later. And so anyway, yeah, and like I said, somebody found it. I'm not going to sit there and lie. No, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. Yeah, it was my fucking brother. Sure was. And I don't know what the hell's wrong with him. And I don't see the rest of them. I don't go around there anymore. So I don't know what any of them do. But I thought it was crazy that all this time you guys, they thought I was the fucking one you needed to keep an eye on. And then the other thing about this is my older brother. Does he question that story I told him now? Because I haven't seen them in years. And did those girls ever come back and say, yes, Uncle Mike did do this? Or yes, Uncle Mike, I mean, do they ever start wondering about that fucking story now? How it was true? And then think about this. Maybe if you would have, if my brother Matt would have went ahead and snitched on his brother Mike, something would have changed back then, and he never would have done the stupid shit he did now. So like I said, it's totally crazy. And yeah, so once again, I'm always by myself. That's why I left on my own at 15. Grew up in the fucking ganglands in, California, white boy in a Chicano neighborhood, by yourself. I'm just better a loner. I could survive anywhere. I'm a fucking survivor on my own. Of course, I got my family and shit here, my immediate, but I don't need all this other shit. So came out here. It was nice for a while having all this family, but then it's always something. And when I heard some of the shit I heard, I didn't want to be around that no more. Once I heard that, well, it's just Tina's kids. And I really liked my little brother. But that's the way you feel about those girls? Those little girls? Because they're not your brother's fucking kids? And then it makes me think, would it really matter? What if they were? Would you care then either? Or would you still be protecting your full-blood brother? Fuck that. Full-blood brother or not. You're doing some dumb shit like that, I'm the first motherfucker going to get your ass. So just, whatever. But that made me think that I don't need it. And like I said, at that time, my girls were still young, and I don't have my girls around shit like that. I don't. And they know now, they're older. And my granddaughters are the same way. That's why my granddaughters have come to me with anything. That's why they call me that day when they're in the woods. And I run all the way down there and almost die when I get there because I can't breathe. But couldn't stop. Knowing I still couldn't stop. I had to get there. It sucks. But what was I going to do? But yeah, they call because they know I'm going to come. One way or another, I'm going to get there. And I like that they know that. And they know I'm not ain't going to be fucking around when I do get there. So, but I like to teach my granddaughters and everybody things, Like, it's just better for them to know than to not. I'm sure we want to live in a lot of land, protect our kids and let them know everything's just unicorns and fucking rainbows, but it ain't. You need to let them know. There's people out there, including some of their friends, that ain't their friends. They'll lure them into places and kill them. I mean, we see, how many times you see that? Girls invite their 13-year-old friend over and stab her to death. I mean, it sucks, but it's the truth. You got to teach your kids to have their eyes open and pay attention. And so that's what I do. But yeah, there's what's up with that. In case anybody else found that mugshot and that story, that's what I know about it. If there's more to the story, I don't know it because I ain't been around them. But that's enough for me. I don't need to know anymore. Stay the fuck away from me. And like I said, I don't go around them anymore, and I don't care. I mean, that changed a lot. I hung out with my little brother Matt and his wife Brooke almost every day after work for, a few hours. And after that, I just couldn't see him the same anymore. Like, because it just, you have to be honest with yourself. If that's the way he feels about, they're just Tina's kids, well, fuck, these people don't know me really. They just met me in 97. So they do some dumb shit to my girls, they're going to be saying, well, it's just James's kids. Yeah, James will come over here and fucking decapitate you. You better watch out fucking with James's kids. But it just told me, anyway, you guys get the point. But yeah, I don't know when he's getting out. I don't know if he'll get early release. I don't know if he'll get any of that shit. I don't even fucking care. But and I didn't even hear about it. It happened in 2018, I guess, or he was sentenced in 2018. I don't know if it happened in 2017. He was sentenced I don't know. But I didn't find out about it till, like I said, my son seen it on Facebook from one of my brothers, my older brother's wife, I think. And somewhere, I don't know, he got it somewhere. I don't do Facebook. But he came across somewhere, and I want to say it was a year ago. It was something like the beginning of 2024, maybe, he told me about it. And I was like, wow, no shit. But it just made me think about so many things. Back to when I warned them about him, what they told me, was that true? Was he doing something to your fucking kids? You got to protect them. And then, what was that septic tank? What was it? It didn't even appear. It wasn't even. That was a fucking bunker. So anyway, guys, I went on long enough, I guess. But yeah, that was the Chew It with Hewitt for you. I know it's not your typical deal, and people say, "Why do you share that shit?" Because I fucking want to. It don't bother me none. I didn't do shit. I've done dumb shit in my life. Maybe I'll talk about some of the stupid shit I've done when I was younger, but I never done no shit like that. I mean, I'm not saying I haven't broke into buildings when I was a kid and done dumb shit. You know, stole some cars. I stole some boats out in Newport Beach Harbor. Finally got caught, but I was just a minor, so I didn't get in a lot of trouble. But I mean, I ain't going around doing no crazy shit like that, guy. But anyway, yeah, I'm just not that guy. I don't care. I ain't worried about, I got to keep that private. I can never let nobody know about that. I can't. Fuck that. It is what it is, and it wasn't me. But I just hope that my brother's stepdaughters, or whatever he wants to call me, didn't come in one day and say, yeah, Uncle Mike did this. I just hope that didn't happen later on, because I tried to fucking tell them, and they should have known that I'm not. Why would I come down here? To me, some people are just fucking stupid. Why would I come to you? You never seen me before in your fucking life, and I start living around you on your farm, around everybody I'm visiting, and I'm gonna make up some shit about people you've known your whole fucking life? Who would do that? Why would I do that? Why would I even expect you to believe it? So if somebody says that, they must be telling me the fucking truth. I mean, I don't know. It shocked me there too. Because I thought to myself that why would you think, and this was my full-blooded brother, and I'm thinking, why would you think that I would blow smoke up your ass about something like that? You know? It's just crazy. It's just fucking bananas. But hopefully nothing ever happened to those kids, but I guarantee you he'd never be taking my daughters camping. Fucking no. I mean, I didn't understand that part anyway. Now, here's another thing. Those two girls had a brother. All three of them went camping. But they're all three young. So what? Even though my son's going with you, that don't mean I trust that shit anymore. I mean, definitely, but so my point to that is I can see where you may think it's okay because your brother's going to be there. But you're just going to take my two daughters? Yeah, you can kiss my ass. But even then, I most likely wouldn't let him take my kids, period, ever. I just can't trust people like that. I don't give a shit if it is your brother. You got to know him pretty damn well. Or they need to know you well enough to know that should they do something like that, they will star on the next episode of Unsolved Fucking Mysteries, because they'll disappear. They need to know you well enough to know that. Once you got somebody that realizes that you will make them famous that way, they tend to not step on your fucking carrot, because they know that they're just going to be missing one day and nobody's going to be the wiser. And that's sometimes even better than just telling somebody, you better not do this. No, you let them know, you go ahead and do that, and it's the last thing you ever fucking do. But they need to know that's true. They have to know that's true to have the real sense of, yeah, I better not do that. That dude will peel the skin off of my fucking body while I'm alive. Don't do that. They need to know that. So yeah, that's a better way to put it, I guess. But anyway, I'll let you guys go. And yeah, that's the Chew It with Hewitt. I know that was a hell of a deal, but it's all true. It's how things are. It's all legit. I mean, what can I say? And but yeah, fuck that guy. If y'all come across him, I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna do with his life if he ever gets out. Don't care. But I don't go around any of them anymore. And I'm really surprised that somebody came across it. But it's probably somebody. The more of you may too, especially that live in Missouri. And he, it's a nice question. It's not, so I'm not going to call the guy out, because it's not nothing wrong with him asking me that. And he was all like, "Oh, sorry, not trying to intrude, and I'm not trying. I was just, so I'm not even going to put him on the spot, because it doesn't matter. He has, why not ask me? If I didn't know the guy, I'd have said, nah, dude, that's not, I don't know that guy." But you know what else is kind of funny is these are some country fuck people, okay? Texas Chainsaw Massacre, there's so many of them, but my favorite one that's ever came out is the one with Jessica Biel, for obvious reasons. But and R. Lee Ermey, remember he's in there? He's the cop. His role just, I know it's not a funny movie, but he just cracks me up in that particular Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And then of course Jessica Biel in there. But I was watching it, it was cool, and then I seen it, they were called the Hewitts, if y'all remember that. That was the Hewitt family. Yeah, years later, after hearing about Mike, and I started thinking, are those fuckers down there fucking bananas, and I just never noticed it? I don't know, man. Fucking crazy, ain't it? But I know it's just a movie, and they just put any, because that really isn't even about, I mean, if y'all know Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it's not even about any of those people. It's about one guy. But y'all probably already know that. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later, and hey, if I offended you with my story or telling you the truth about something, you know what to do. Shag ass. I don't give a shit. But that's the truth. There's a Chew It with Hewitt. Maybe the next one will be a little bit cooler. And not such bad news. But my biggest thing is I hope that nothing did happen to those girls. And because that would probably make me mad, since I did warn you. But I wonder how he feels about that now. He has to realize that there was some truth in that story. And again, it pisses me off that my little brother said, well, it's just Tina's kids. Like that makes any fucking difference in the world, man. That changed my whole outlook on him. Period. I mean, it was an epiphany. I had just a brain explosion of wow, instant realization of where people stood in this fucking guy's mind. And then, anyway, going on and on. Y'all take it easy. Congrats to the winners, and be cool. I'll let you know when I get some more cars in. I'll put them up on the sticker drawings, and that Pagani video, I'll try to get it loaded up so you can check it out. She is a sweetie. I fixed everything except I'm still missing the axle. But you probably won't, you wouldn't even notice if I didn't say anything. There's so much shit going on back there. That car is so impeccable, it's unbelievable. But I'll get that loaded up and go on from there. So Again, guys, y'all have a good rest of your day. Take it easy. Peace. Outro.